Hey guys, this is King Cheerio 85 here to do a quick toy review on the Super 7 Star Trek Next Generation Ultimates Commander Riker. Now I've already accidentally, I threw away the sleeve of the box, and honestly the main reason I'm doing this is because I have not seen a single other review for this guy anywhere else on YouTube, so I just wanted to put it out there in case you were curious about this. Let's read the back of the box real quick. As first officer aboard the USS Enterprise D, William Riker is second in command, but is commonly referred to as number one by his captain, Jean-Luc Picard. Not one to sit on the sidelines, Riker is a confident, brash Starfleet officer known for taking unconventional approaches to problems and is unafraid to challenge the chain of command. His competitive nature extends to his off hours, where he frequently convenes with his crewmates in poker games or Anbo Jutsu matches. And that's pretty much it. Like, we already took a look at the whole box. Now let's get this thing out and take a look at everything inside. Alright, well, here he is out of the box. I think he looks pretty good straight out of the box. Like, I don't really have any complaints too much there. I mean, if anything, he looks kind of basic. I'm not really as detailed as I would like, but he's got decent articulation, full 360 at the shoulders, plus some outward movement, full twist at that cut right there. The arms, I really feel like the arms right at the elbow are a bit of a letdown, but you know, the wrists, due to the way the hands that detach, they have full 360, as well as an additional joint for up and down movement. You know, it's got waist swivel, neck. You can get pretty much anything you want out of that. Legs go forward about this far, back about, you know, there. You get almost the full splits out of those legs. There's a cut right here which has that universal joint, and they could probably go back farther. I just really did not want to force it. It's got some decent ankle pivots. You're not going to get like a whole lot. It's not going to be like Spider-Man motions out of this guy. Okay, yeah, here he is holding his trombone. And you know what? This is probably one of the biggest kind of lies about the whole thing.
Riker comes with his trombone, of course, which we actually were able to get the hands and the arms to work in a way that he can play that trombone, which is pretty rad.
Yeah, no, he can't frickin' look like he's playing his trombone. There's just no way around it. He does come with that mute. I did not bother to put it on. Here is his alternate head, the smiling head, which I'm waiting for that camera to come in. There we go. I mean, they're okay likenesses. The promo says that these are as close as they could make them.
As screen accurate as we can make them for you.
Which I do wonder if there's a specific licensing deal there, because they do kind of resemble more the old Playmates faces than like the actual actors' faces. You know, you could kind of see, but at least they don't look, you know, super shiny, plasticky. They don't look like the Auton versions of the Star Trek crew, basically. They don't look like they're coated in shellac. Overall, just a little bit disappointed with the articulation. If he was going to be able to play that trombone, he really needed both double jointed elbows and butterfly joints to be able to play that. But let's move on to the next things. I don't really want to be super negative here. Yeah, moving on. Well, as you can see here, my trombone broke. So it turns out that that's the basically most fragile little piece in this entire thing, which, yeah, kind of obvious from the get-go, but it's held together by the flimsiest little piece of plastic or glue or whatever, and the thing just straight up snapped when I was trying to take it out of his hand. So, long story short, I wouldn't recommend ever trying to position him with that trombone in his hands, not if you plan to take it out at any point. Again, he really really needed an upgrade to his articulation if they're going to advertise him as being able to play that accessory, which he just cannot do. He just can't. Alright, I should probably be talking about the accessories now. They're pretty good. He has the ability to interact with them for the most part. I don't think he can really properly hold on to the doll, and not without some finagling. It's an interesting little object. They're fully painted, which is actually pretty cool, but I kind of expect that from Super 7. That is at least one thing that they're good at, is making sure everything is colored properly. So as far as the trombone goes, you know, before it split, I would have just said that it's actually really good sculpt. I used to play trombone in high school, so it's very, very accurate miniature trombone. Really cool, at least it was before mine broke, which was kind of heartbreaking, but oh well. I'm not crying, you're crying. The phaser, like I said, the phaser is fully painted. He has a proper hand to hold that is actually a completely separate hand, and it is positioned perfectly for him to hold it, and I really, really like it. The only thing that's really kind of missing would be the pockets on the uniforms that they would use to holster their phasers. I mean, aside from that, accessories are good. There wasn't really anything that I felt was missing from Riker. I just feel like they knocked it out of the park with this selection for him right here. These are pretty much the definitive Riker accessories right here. Alright, so here's a weird one right here that I noticed with the accessories when I was first taking it out of the box. When it comes to the playing cards, I'm confused as to whoever designed them has ever seen playing cards before. Maybe it's a quirk that actually existed in the next gen, but I don't recall ever seeing it. The cards themselves, obviously you can see right here that Riker has a 10 right there. You got 10 symbols, but what you can't see is at the bottom of the deck is an ace, which also has 10 symbols. I'm not sure why that is, but it's certainly a thing. It's been a while since I've watched Next Gen. Somebody correct me if for some reason the actual playing cards they used were like this. Alright, now I guess it's just time for my final thoughts on this. So, here's the deal. Super 7 figures, well, they're not cheap. And when it comes down to it, they are technically in competition with companies that produce them at a much lower price bracket. So when you see a price that's effectively double or almost in some cases 3 times as much, you kind of expect that you're going to be getting something that's actually worth that much.
Price tags set expectations.
But let's be real here, this just is not it. In likeness, in articulation, in build quality, just from posing this thing around for this review, after I got done doing everything for the review, it felt like I had put 20 years on this figure in a matter of minutes. That's how bad it was. The joints when they started off were very nice and tight, and now are, oh my god, like just wobbly. Just the one shoulder just flops around all the time, and that was the one I was having some of the most trouble with. It's got me concerned that that it's just going to disintegrate like really quickly at some point. But what it comes down to also is that with Star Trek, if you want something that's not at an idiotic 4-inch scale or like just ridiculous, if you want something that actually scales with other action figure lines just to build up something, this is sadly the only option right now. There just really isn't anything else out there. So there was rumors that NECA was going to get the license, but well, we're going on, what is it, year 7 of that rumor, and absolutely nothing's happened. I just don't see it happening. On top of that, if NECA did get the license, we'd still probably only be looking at maybe 1 figure released per year. I know a lot of people really don't like the H word, but at this point I'd rather Hasbro had the frickin' license, because then at least I know I'd probably get a decent amount of figures that first year before they finally decide to kill the line. But yeah, that's what it comes down to. These figures, they came out at $55 a piece. Now, has anything I've shown you guys looked like it was worth $55? Not particularly. Not particularly. And now, I'm still going to go ahead and try to collect the entire bridge crew because I deserve pain, apparently. I would not recommend that you try to, although you probably would need to if I want to complete it. It's a complicated situation that Super 7 does because they produce based on their pre-orders. Yeah, I just don't quite get it. Either way, I'll let you guys know if the line improves some point down the line. That'll probably be one of the few ways you hear from me on this channel again. But that's all I've really got for you guys today. This has been King Cheerio 85, and I'll see you when I see you. Could be another 3 years, could be another week. Who knows? We'll see. Bye-bye.